Hello, and welcome back to another episode of.
Comments corner, yeah, mate.
Oh, nice. I like that. That's definitely end of half-term energy. I like that a
Yeah,
lot.
innit?
Very, very good. Very, very good. And if you're new here, welcome. Welcome to the show. Please subscribe. Please like and subscribe. It really helps us to grow and get more people involved. And this is our show on Fridays, YouTube exclusive, where we react to your comments, but only nice ones or well-meaning ones. So if you've got a hateful thing to say, don't bother. It's not coming in. I'm not letting it in. But flattery does
Go
always
to your
help.
Joe Rogan podcast and
Yeah, go and. I mean, I don't
do
think
what
you
you
said hate to
you
anyone, but just
you
definitely not to
lot
me.
do over there, man.
What are you up to? Okay, so question one. Let's dive straight in. Let's dive straight in again. This is recorded fairly far in advance of the previous two episodes, so we will do comments corner, catching
Catch
up
up
on
on.
comments on those episodes next week. So please come, subscribe so you can catch that one when it comes out. Anyway, let's do it. We've had a question here, another anonymous question from someone I'm not going to say the name of because it's anonymous, about how to avoid the Sunday scaries. And I think this is a really
Mm.
interesting question. This is a question that came from our sleep episode, which I thought was interesting because when I used to have a job that I didn't, let's say, love as much as I love this job, going to sleep on a Sunday night actually used to be really, really hard because I was very stressed about Monday and, everything Monday entailed. Even though I've done plenty of Mondays in my time, I was always very, very stressed about Monday. So I think it's a really interesting and a really, really good question. And basically, the advice I would give and the advice that really helped me is to do fill your Sunday with stuff so you don't have time to ruminate, overthink, and worry about your Mondays. In the same way that we talked about in the previous comment corner about properly exhausting yourself on a day, so make sure you're tired on time. The same thing applies to Sundays. And I think Sundays especially, lots of people hold Sunday as a day where less stuff happens. Obviously, the shops will tend to close earlier if you live in the UK or a European country. Everything closes a bit earlier or isn't open at all. So Sunday tends to be a day with lax plans, which often means, as we referred to in a previous episode about planning, that we can overthink a bit more. Our brain won't budget much energy. So we just send sitting on the sofa, scrolling on TikTok and stressing about the next day and not actually enjoying our free time, not enjoying our day off. And I think that the number one way to avoid that is to just ram your Sunday full of plans, like Sunday scaries are unavoidable, I think, a little bit, and depending on the job you're doing. Obviously, hopefully people are doing jobs they love, but I appreciate that's not always something that can be the case with people. But fill your Sunday up with stuff so that you don't have time to be worried about Monday. So you just go to bed and then, okay, it's Monday morning, let's plow ahead because you will do Monday. You always do Monday. It will be okay. And it always is. But just ram your Sunday full of plans. So I'd say.
Exactly, and control the controllables, right? So if a good way for you to feel less stressed about the Monday is being more prepared, give a bit of time and energy to doing that on the Sunday. Getting yourself organised, ready, laying your clothes out for Monday, getting your laptop all charged up, whatever it is, to take control and to feel more empowered about that day ahead. Do it. Do those things. Don't push things aside because if you do that, you will get a greater sense of anxiety on the Monday because you don't feel mentally or even best prepared for the job you got to do that day. So prepare yourself in the right way. Take control over the things you can and appreciate that, as Adam said, you've done it before, you will be okay. Sometimes it's a fact of getting through it and prove to yourself that you can every single Monday. You will do it, you will be okay. But yeah, we appreciate that level of anxiety is a difficult one, and you might be dreading something, looking forward to something. The preparation be the same. Make sure you're ready. Make sure you've got everything you need for the day ahead, and get going. And you got this. You got it. You can do it.
Sensational. Fantastic. Exactly right. Okay, final question this week. You mentioned the localization of neural firing. I wondered how this is different from only using 10% of your brain. Now, this is a thing we answered in a previous episode about myth busting, but I think it's an important topic to raise here because what I do talk about all the time is when you are, for example, in an anxious state, worried, sad about something, you're in a kind of different part of your brain from your prefrontal cortex. You're in your insight, you're in your emotional reasoning circuits, kind of just behind your forehead here. I think the key word here is the localization of firing. And this is where the neuroscience, kind of the methods of measuring things that we have versus the experiential thing that we kind of combine in this company comes in here a little bit. Because if you put someone in a brain scanner and they are having a stressful day, you will see kind of neural activity only in that part of their brain. But that's because of the detail of the measurement of the brain scan, basically. Because there's more activity in that area, it makes it look like there's no activity elsewhere, which is where the 10% of the brain theory comes from, that you only use 10% of your brain at all times. But of course, your brain is using the depth, and it's using it's using all of it all at once. But basically, when you are doing something, your brain targets neural firing across those different parts of the brain for those different functions, and obviously it combines a bunch of them together to do different things, because different parts do different, it's getting quite complicated in terms of how the actual brain delineates where the localization ends up. But at its most simple level, when we do certain things, your brain fires in a slightly different place, which is why it changes how we feel. So if you are in an anxious, worried state, you are most of your neural firing is kind of at the front here. But if you notice that you're anxious and stressed, it shifts that localization up into your prefrontal cortex, which in our bodies has the feeling of reducing that stress, reducing that anxiety, and also means that we can then act on it to change the physical position of the body and brain, which then will change and reduce those feelings even further. But your brain is using 100% of its kind of capacity all the time, but it's just when it does different things, those different things are kind of stored. The general location of those things are stored in different areas, So I think that to access memories, for example, memories are stored in a different place entirely. So like it has to be able to stress about something, to ruminate. To ruminate is to be thinking about, to be kind of overthinking about a situation and kind of bringing back memories about a previous version of that. Obviously, it has to access the full brain to get to the memories that it's kind of accessing. So it's very complicated. But I think what the point I want to make here is that brain scans do not tell you everything about the brain and about someone's experience of the brain. If you had two identical people, the two people in a brain scan who are both having stressful days, the what it would look like in the brain scan is very similar, but the experiences they would be having and the things that would be causing that stress and anxiety would likely be very, very different. So it's really important that we don't discount the experience of those people in those moments, because that tells us potentially more than the actual physical biological evidence of a brain scan, for example.
For sure. And sadly, we ain't going to get to a place where we're Bradley Cooper and Limitless and we're going to take this hill and unlock the secret hidden mutations of our brain and we just become these absolute crazy people, man, with the most ability to do the most things and we can start moving stuff with our brains, man. Like that, that's not going to happen. And Scarlett Johansson also tackled that with my man Morgan Freeman as well. And it's just not going to happen. You're not going to become this like all knowing, all seeing, all just piece of air that's just floating around all the time. It's just in computers. It ain't
Yeah,
going to happen.
not
So stop
happening.
asking about it.
Stop asking. We want to help you become a metacognitive person who accesses their full brain, but not in that way. We can't help you hack the mainframe, I'm afraid.
Yes.
That's
That's all I've
that's
got to add to that, really.
that's good. I like it. I like it. Yes, thank you very much for watching another episode of Comments Corner. Again, keep your comments coming. We will catch up on all of them in next week when we're recording more live. We'll be back back in action. But yeah, thanks for
We
listening.
appreciate time support, gang. Keep subscribing, keep liking, and we look forward to seeing you guys in a couple of weeks' time.
Sensational stuff. See you then. Take care, guys. Bye.